Hey guys, welcome back to Hanging Out with Lori. How are you? I hope you are doing well and that you are safe. Today is Saturday Singles, where I just pull some single eyeshadows, play with them, make a look using these eyeshadows. And these eyeshadows are always random in nature in how I pull them. So today's eyeshadows were brought to you by It's All About the Face. I asked her if she wanted to pick 7 numbers, and I gave her the parameters for, 1 through I think 422. That's how many single eyeshadows I have, and this is just powder eyeshadows, no liquid or cream. Let's talk about these eyeshadows that Andrea picked for me. One of them is Luna by Luna's Juliet, this beautiful pink. Isn't that pretty? Then the others are all singles. I have Blanc by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And these aren't in particular order. They're just how I pulled them from their respective homes. The next one is Dusty Rose by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Then we have Anarchy by Makeup Geek. We have Bazaar by Costal. Amaretto by Costal. And Baby Pink by Costal. Oh, come back. Baby, come back. So these are the 7 shades that Andrea has pulled for me that I will be working on for my look today. The only ones that kind of throw me is Bazaar, this really cool toned taupey shade, and maybe Anarchy. We'll see. Other than that, I think it's going to be a doable palette. Lots of shimmers. We have a couple of mattes, but mostly shimmers. All right, I do have my eyes primed with Essence's I Love Color Intensifying Eye Primer, and now I'm going to set it with Blanc by ABH. My ABH single eyeshadows are probably my oldest single eyeshadows. I have had them, well, when I first started getting back into makeup. When I worked for the state, I wore a full face of makeup only on days I had to go to court. Otherwise, I wore eyeliner, mascara, sometimes a little bit of blush, but mostly just eyeliner and mascara, because sometimes I was behind a desk, but sometimes I was out in the field. And one day I found myself climbing on top of my car in a full face of makeup and a skirt and heels to get away from a dog. And after that, I never wore a full face of makeup except when I went to court. I'm going to take Baby Pink here by Costal, and I am just going to put it into my transition. So yes, I would have still been in my court clothes and a full face of makeup the day I ended up on top of a car, because after court I went looking for a client, and that's how I came about on top of a car with a skirt and a full face of makeup on. But after that day, I started keeping clothes either in my office or in my car so I could change if I had court that day. So I was not traipsing around in heels and skirts, I didn't find myself under a tree full of cat urine in my good clothes. I was in my jeans and t-shirts, well, long sleeves when I ended up there. So I kind of stepped back from wearing a full face of makeup from that job, not to look more masculine, but just for the sheer fact that it was not conducive for a nice, beautiful full face of makeup. The job wasn't. All right, I'm going to take Dusty Rose and I am going to put it over Baby Pink. And I loved that job. I loved the people I worked with, not just the people in the office, but my clients as well. I liked watching them have those aha moments where they decided to make a change in their life. I liked seeing them make that corner where they decided that, criminal acts weren't the most conducive form of a happy and healthy life. So I really do miss my clients more than anything, and watching that change in them. Now, they don't miss me. I can guarantee you that. Not one of them missed me. I was tough. Firm but fair. That's how I describe it. They probably just saw me as a unkind person. I miss watching that change, and they don't come at once. They come in spits and spurts. But I loved watching that change in them and seeing them go, oh, my parents and I had an adult conversation. Oh, I don't have to be like my parents. I can be my own person without breaking the law. I can still be a productive member of society and be different than my parents. Which, for some that's kind of an odd thought. Okay, I am actually going to take Anarchy, and I am going to take it on a smaller brush. This is a detail brush, and I am going to work it in my outer V. It is like a purpley red. So back to the point of Anastasia being my oldest single eyeshadows. They're definitely my oldest eyeshadows also, because I first bought single eyeshadows. I didn't buy palettes. And then I slowly got into palettes, and now I have palettes. May I just say. Okay, I had to wait for a whole bunch of cars to go by before I could start talking again. I am going to take Bazaar, and I am just going to lightly dust it at the top of my transition. I should have laid down Bazaar first, but in a Bazaar twist of fate, I did not. So before I was rudely interrupted by a whole bunch of motorized vehicles, I was about to tell you guys that I was going to use my microphone today. I had bought a microphone, I want to say a good 6 to 8 weeks ago, and I have yet to use it. And I finally pulled it out of the package today to use. They said it was compatible with iPads, iPhones, that all the cords come with it for, to plug into those. No, if you do not have a microphone insert, then it's not adaptable. So now I have to buy a cord that has a microphone adapter insert on one end, and then will plug into my iPad. So I was kind of bummed about that. I was expecting to be able to use it today. Little did I know, I'm going to take Amaretto, and I had decided to try it out after I was filming the other day, and the little kids were outside playing, and I really had to edit a lot out of my video because they were so loud and distracting. You could barely hear me, but no matter what I did, I could not get their voices to be softer in the background or non-existent was really my goal, but it just wasn't happening. So I thought maybe if I used my microphone, it wouldn't pick up the outside noise as much. So I will have to buy a cord for that microphone and then try it out if my mom gives me money for my birthday, which she used to not do, but now she does, which is fine. After all, she is in her 80s. I don't blame her for not wanting to go shopping and figure out what people want for their birthday. Nor do I expect her to get me anything for my birthday. But if she does, I may buy the adapter then, or get a haircut, because this girl needs a haircut. Last night I took a shower late at night, and I've been having a lot of problems with my scalp being on fire and irritated, and I'm sure it's tied into my CRPS, but I really don't know. So last night I just couldn't stand it. I had washed my hair the day before, and I've been washing my hair every 2 to 3 days, sometimes 4, but usually 2 to 3 days. Okay, I am going to take a little brush and some concealer, and I am going to put it in that empty spot, only because Juliet struggles to show up. So I want to give her a sticky base, and I had covered up the primer. And I'm just using my BH Cosmetics concealer wheel. I was telling you guys about my hair. So last night I couldn't stand the itch and pain anymore. I was already in a flare. I wasn't feeling good. And on top of it, my scalp was insanely painful. And so I finally got up and got a small bottle of shampoo, one of my, deluxe size samples, and I filled it with, I didn't fill it, but I put tea tree oil into that shampoo. And why I put it into there is because if the tea tree did not calm down my skin, I didn't want to put it into a full-size bottle of shampoo, because I had just put a brand new bottle of shampoo in my bathroom that I had yet to use. So I didn't want to put a whole bunch of tea tree oil in a full-size bottle if it didn't help. I love tea tree in shampoos, and so this is not something that is uncommon for me to do, to put tea tree oil into my shampoos, because it helps cleanse your scalp and your hair. It just is an all-around great essential oil. So this is not a new thing for me, but I'm doing this for a new reason. And since I don't know if it'll work, I put it in this smaller bottle. And in the shower, it wasn't working. I washed my hair twice using that shampoo, and my scalp still burned horrifically still. It just was very inflamed and painful and obnoxious in its anger for lack of a better word. So once I got out of the shower, I just wrapped it up in my hair towel and I went and sat on my bed. Well, I woke up and I still had my hair turban on. I don't know how long I'd been asleep. So I took off my hair turban and went back to bed, or went back to sleep, because I finally slept last night. And I woke up and my hair is overly frizzy. It's really flat in back in spots and really funky, kind of twisted, how it's from being up in the turban. So yeah, the back of my head is not pretty. And my scalp, back to my scalp is still on edge, but it's not ferociously, insanely on edge. I used to wash my hair every single day, and it isn't for any other reason other than because of the type of medication I take, because I fall a lot. I have a lot of scarring on my head from falls and seizures that I've just kind of stepped back from washing my hair so much. But in the past, I have always washed it daily. So I'm going to go back to daily washing to see if that helps. At least help my scalp not be so inflamed and irritated, to help calm it and soothe it. I'm still convinced it's tied to my CRPS, but I have nothing to prove that other than it resembles my arm and my leg and my chest and my back and my neck. And since I already have it in my neck going up into my head, I would not be surprised if it had moved. Do I want it to have moved there? No, absolutely not. But if it has, the reality is there's nothing I can do about it. So let me go do the rest of my face and I will be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I have all but just one thing left to do. I need to take Juliet and put her in the corner of my eye. So I guess I have two things left to do. And I am going to take Dusty Rose and dust it on my lower lash line. And I am going to take just the smallest amount of Amaretto and put it on my outer portion of my lower lash line. Not even a quarter, but hook it to my lid. And then I'm just going to take Blanc and put it along my brow bone. Off camera, I just took my Shimmering Bronze J-Cat Beauty eyeliner and I put it in my lower waterline. I tight lined and then I just put it on the about 1/3 of my upper lid. But I think it actually adds a little something, a little bit of connection between my lid and the colors. So this is my final look for Saturday Singles. Brought to you by Andrea over at It's All About the Face. Make sure you go watch Andrea, give her some love and support, and just tell her I sent you. And thanks to Andrea for picking out my singles. If any of you are interested in picking out my single eyeshadows, selecting what palettes to use, let me know down in the comments. We can definitely incorporate what you would like me to do into this project as well. Please take good care, be safe, be smart, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. I like this look. I like it a lot. I like it so much, I'm gonna remove it. Not. I like the way it makes me feel. I like the way it makes me look. But as for now, I'm done.